Real quick, the only ask I could ever have of you guys is to help spread the word so we can help more women lose body fat, build muscle, reach their goals, and feel insanely confident. And the only way we can do that is if you rate, review, and share this podcast. So the single thing I ask for you to do is if you could leave a review. It will take you 10 seconds. And it will mean the absolute world to me and may change the world of someone else. I go throughout my days not having to think about what I need to eat because in that thought, you waste so much time, so much energy, and you could be doing so many other things. There's so many people in this world that waste so much time daily thinking about what they're going to be eating next. Yo! What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Macro Hour with Nikkiey Stott, co-founder of WarriorBabe. And on this podcast, we talk about mindset, methodologies, and tactics that will help you lose body fat, build muscle, be strong, and feel insanely confident. I am your host, Nikkiey Stott, and welcome you guys to episode number 69 today, where I am going to share with you 7 silly, stupid meal ideas. And I'm going to blow your mind in how you can make these meals with 5 ingredients or less. Okay? But before I do dive into this, now I know that maybe some of you guys are listening to this down the road and maybe you haven't been listening to every single episode in a row and maybe you're jumping around or X, Y, and D and if you follow this may not make sense. But I apologize to anybody who was looking forward to last week's Friday episode. Up until this point, man, I have been on a cadence 3 a week for the last, since January of 2023, since the beginning of the year. And last week I broke. And that stuff bothers me, you guys. I guess to me, it's part of my personality trait. But I have been just so head deep into other projects and that stuff has been consuming my mind in such a good way that I wasn't able to pump out another podcast for you guys last week. So I do apologize if those of you look forward to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when these podcasts are released. I'm going to try my best to keep getting ahead of the pods so we can stay to that cadence. But again, that may not make sense for you guys if you guys don't really listen to them all in a row, or maybe you just jump to this one because it was a cool title. But anyway, today we're going to talk about that topic. And you guys, a couple weeks ago, this sparked my interest to bring this topic to you guys because, well, first, if you know me, you know that it's a story I've been telling myself. I don't enjoy cooking. It's a story. I probably would enjoy it if I give it more time. There's another excuse. Okay. But for those of you guys that know me, I've always joked that I don't like to cook or that you shouldn't trust me cooking because if you want, the 4 walls of your house to stand, I shouldn't be in the kitchen at the oven because, I could burn down the whole place. It's been pretty funny. I've joked on Instagram about this stuff. My future husband, I feel bad for because not that I feel bad for, they just need to be the cooker or, we need to figure something else out. But anyway, so this topic sparked my interest to share with you guys because I had to start cooking for myself again because I stopped using Trifecta. So if you guys know that for the last 2 years, I've shared with it on my Instagram story, I was using the meal prep company Trifecta. And some things just happened in the last couple of months. I think the company was going through trying to improve it and get it better. And it just wasn't meeting the expectations and standards that I had hoped for, or that's the reason why I joined. So I stopped my subscription with them and, just had to get back to old school meal prep. And I had to start cooking for myself. And so, it's back into meal prepping chicken and meal prepping beef every week and getting all my proteins. And by the way, you guys, if you guys, struggle with meal prep or you come up with the excuse I don't have enough time or, all the things you don't like cooking, there's ways to get around it. There's also ways to just do it, right? And so if you guys want some inspiration, go to YouTube, go to WarriorBabe. I did a meal prep in under X amount of time. It was a running thing for a while until we dropped the video, but it was, how long did you guys think I could get the meal prep done in under? If you guys didn't think I could or do it under or could do it under 30 minutes. And so in that video, you will find out. So definitely check that video out because it's hilarious. And you'll see if I was able to accomplish meal prep in under 30 minutes. But either way, anyway, for the sake of the podcast, you can do it. You can do it. You can meal prep, you can put on your calendar, you can schedule the day. You just have to freaking do it. And so like I had to get back into the rhythm of doing it, but in doing it, I am just like, I got to find the easy ways. That's just how I am. That is my mentality. That is like, it needs to be quick. I have to eat. Like I am somebody who is like, dude, 5-6 meals a day. If I don't, I'm so in tune with my body. Shit gets whack. I get hangry, and it's just not a good scene to be around me. Okay. So like for a couple weeks from making the transition with Trifecta to doing this on my own, I'll tell you guys, like I tried to get by with just getting by, like trying to see if I could go to Whole Foods and get some food, or, if I could just try and get by like that and like on a whim. And it just does not work. It just does not work for you to try and just go on the fly with your food and like try and figure out as the day goes. Like by the end of the day, for a couple of days, I would get to the end of the day and I was like, dude, I freaking only had 2 meals. No wonder why I feel like shit. No wonder why my recovery is terrible. No wonder why, I'm not sleeping as good. And so that was a big like, moment where I was like, you got to get your shit together, Nikki. Like it only takes me a couple of days to be off track, to be like, yo, I got to get my shit together. And so I was like, I gotta make this convenient. I gotta make it easy, and I gotta make it silly, stupid, simple. And so in doing that, these meals and meal ideas that I'm going to share with you are so freaking silly, stupid, simple that they are 5 ingredients or less. And guys, look, you guys may not like this style because it may sound bland, boring, and all this jazz, but bland and boring is what gets the job done. Okay, I go throughout my days not having to think about what I need to eat, because in that thought, you waste so much time, so much energy, and you could be doing so many other things. There's so many people in this world that waste so much time daily thinking about what they're going to be eating next. What's for lunch? What's for dinner? And so when I share these with you, you may be like, dude, that's so bland. Dude, that's so boring. Well, that is how I get the results that I have today. The bland, the boring. And look, this is the way I look at food. I look at food as performance and function. And like this meal in front of me, cool, bland and boring, but it gets the job done. I'm going to have fuel, and I'm going to be able to have performance throughout my day, mental clarity, mental energy. And when I'm inside the gym, I'm going to have strength. So that's all that matters to me. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there that like literally spend so much time thinking about your meals and like trying to break it down into what's my family going to eat too as well. And dude, and maybe you guys want to be able to, expand more than I do. And that's totally chill. I'm just telling you what works for me. And I know that there's other women out there that will resonate so hard with doing it the silly, stupid, simple way, and just wanting to have food on standby as the day goes so that they can eat it and they can feel prime and feel good and have all of the things that I just mentioned as to what food does for me throughout the day. So with that being said, my bland, boring, but silly, stupid, simple meals, I'm going to name 7 of them. We're going to go through a couple breakfast ideas, a couple, lunch snack ideas, pre-workout, all that jazz, and dinner ideas too as well. There's only 7. I was trying to think about, there's probably more if I could give it more thought, but I just wanted to jot these down before I hopped on recording this podcast. But again, 5 ingredients or less. Okay. So meal number 1, these are for like breakfast ideas. Egg. So 1 whole egg. And these are meals I eat on the reg, on the daily. Egg. So 1 whole egg whites, a bagel, and cream cheese. That is 5 ingredients or less. That's only 4 ingredients. Okay. And you guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, I share this on my story. I have had that exact breakfast for probably the last 2.5 years. No joke. Because I don't have to think about it. I wake up, I do my thing, I make breakfast. I don't think about, what am I going to eat today? What am I going to eat for breakfast? Dude, it's already fucking thought about. It's already done. That meal is done. And it is so freaking good. Having cream cheese in the morning, I don't know, something about that cream cheese just makes it fucking delicious. Okay. Now, recently, if you've been following me on Instagram, you have seen, I shared it once, so maybe you haven't seen, but I have been subbing the egg for chicken apple sausage. Oh, oh my God. It's so good. It's unbelievable. Chicken apple sausage. So I put the egg whites in the pan, and then I cut up the chicken apple sausage because it's already cooked, and I put in the egg whites and I let them cook together, and I put some salt and pepper on it, and I had that with my bagel and cream cheese. If you guys aren't watching me on video, I just did the, voila, so good with my hands. If you think I'm an Italian. Yeah. So freaking good. So good. So that's one of the meals. The second meal is typically whenever I travel. Actually, not typically. It is like every single time I have breakfast in the morning when I travel. If it's on, say we go to a restaurant or the hotel has it, this is my prime breakfast, and it's also so bomb. And it also includes a bagel and cream cheese. But on top of that bagel and cream cheese is salmon. So bagel and lox. But I don't do the capers. And sometimes I'll do, tomato and onion, but it depends on my mood. But, for majority of the time that I have that meal, it's bagel, cream cheese, and salmon. Oh, bagel and lox. Like, just get me a good bagel and lox while I travel. It's another, it's so good. Okay, so those are some, and that's 3 ingredients or less. If you include the tomatoes and the onion, it's 5 ingredients or less. Okay, my friends, so call it what you want. If you're like, oh, that's so boring. Dude, again, this shit works. I don't have to think about it, and it fuels me for the day. And it makes me really strong with my workouts, and it helps me with my recovery, and it makes me sleep well. Okay. Next up, so because I've had to dive back into meal prep, I have been cooking chicken and ground beef on the reg every single week. And I was getting my meats from Whole Foods, but I actually just recently had my first shipment of ButcherBox. I haven't tried the meats yet, so I'm not gonna. Actually, the chicken apple sausage is from there, and it's so good. But I haven't tried the chicken or the beef yet. That's to come in the next week. I'm gonna be cooking that stuff up because I still had some stuff left over from Whole Foods. But anyway, I will keep you guys posted on what I think about ButcherBox. But it just made sense. Like, it's just bulk beef instead of having to go and get it from Whole Foods. And it's like, and ButcherBox is well known for their grass-fed, all the good stuff that's packed inside of their meats. So, but I'll keep you guys posted on that one. But this meal comes from that. So maybe you've seen it too. I share this on Instagram sometimes. I have 2 tortillas, and then I have 1 tortilla is chicken and 1 tortilla is ground beef. And then on top of that, I have mustard and like this, the buffalo. Oh my God. I think is it G Hughes? I'm not sure. I'll have to double check, but it's like a banana mustard or banana buffalo jalapeno or something like that. I don't know, but it's freaking bomb. It's so good. That meal is so good. And like, for reference, how I cook the chicken, I actually pressure cook it, so there's no seasoning in that chicken. But for the ground beef, I put chili powder on top of it when it's cooking in the pan. So there's some seasoning there. But I act as the sauces and the mustard for me is like a type of, seasoning to make it taste better. But that right there, 2 tortillas, chicken, ground beef, and then, the toppings, that's 5 ingredients or less. Now, I know some of you guys are probably like, yo, Nikki, and as I share the rest of the meals, what do you do about vegetables? I am not a big vegetable eater. I know there's so many people that say don't eat vegetables, and there's some people that say eat vegetables. I personally think vegetables are great for you. I think there's so many added nutrition benefits to it. I just am not a big fan of them, and that is okay. That is me personally, and that is my personal preference. So you may not hear vegetables in these meals, but for instance, this one could be added with vegetables. So yeah, that was one. Another one that typically, and that could be like a lunch meal, and that could also be a dinner meal. It depends on my day, but typically I have that one actually for dinner. During the day, though, like for lunch, I'll still use that chicken and I'll put it with long brown grain rice. By the way, the rice that I get is from Whole Foods. It's 365 brand, and you just it's in the bag. Like, how much more easier could this get? I told you, silly, stupid, simple. That brown rice is in a bag. I put it in the microwave for 90 seconds, and then I use half of a bag for my serving. So it's like 115 grams. And then I mix it with chicken. And then this one could be another opportunity to mix in vegetables too as well. Okay. But that one right there, that one's 2 ingredients. Obviously minus the vegetables. That's 2 ingredients, chicken and brown rice. And then I like add some mustard on top. Okay. It's so good. It's so fast. It gives you fuel and it helps with energy and it gives you solid performance. Okay. Then now going to like my favorite post-workout shake meal thing, whatever you want to call it. But I've shared this too a couple of times, and especially on Instagram. But this one is only 4 ingredients. Okay, 4 ingredients. Guys, it's so easy. It's so easy. It's not as complicated as you think. It's not as hard as you think. Like, let's just eliminate that story, that mentality, that frame, that limiting belief from your mind that meal prepping is hard, or meal prepping takes time, or all of the things that come with the excuses that meal prepping is expensive. Dude, at the cost of your health, if you don't eat right, guess how expensive that shit will be later years in life. Okay? So let's just think about that type of mentality there. But anyway, I digress here. Let's go to the post-workout shake. So that being 4 ingredients or less, what I do. Hey, just want to drop a huge appreciation to you guys listening to the show. It means a lot. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and there's so much more to come with it. If you are enjoying it, hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that tons. And also, it would help this podcast reach others who need to hear these messages too. Thanks so much, guys. Let's get back to the show. I put in unsweetened almond milk, mix it with and add some water. So unsweetened almond milk, add some water, and then I add my protein powder. And then from there, I add the frozen strawberries and bananas. And I blend it on up, and I put it onto my NutriBullet, blend it on up, and that is my post-workout shake. 4 ingredients or less. And it's so good. It's so sweet from that strawberry and bananas. It just is, it's such a refreshing, and sometimes I even if I'm not working out, and it's a rest day, still I will have this meal. It's so refreshing, especially like during the summer months. Another one, so my pre-workout that I typically have is 2 ingredients. It's right next to me because I'm about to go to the gym after I record this podcast, but it is oatmeal and egg whites. And guys, this meal right here, this has been my staple, I think, for almost 7 years now. 7 years. 7 years I have had oatmeal and egg whites at least some point of my day. And this is another thing, like I call it a pre-workout, but like on days that I don't work out and it's a rest day, I will still have this meal. It's still technically a meal, as is that protein shake, So, but yeah, oatmeal and egg whites, 2 ingredients. Okay. Sounds boring, but it's bomb. You can mix in peanut butter with that. Oh my God, I just thought about another meal too that I've been recently having throughout the day. So this is actually an 8 simple meal ideas, not 7. But because of the peanut butter, I was like, oh damn, I put something else in peanut butter. I put peanut butter in something else. So yeah, you can mix in the peanut butter with the egg whites and oatmeal. So now next meal, I do yogurt, Fage yogurt, and they have Fage banana yogurt. I love bananas. So good, and such a good potassium source. So if you ever are cramping and calf cramps, hand cramps, all that jazz, bananas is your go-to source. Okay, again, Fage yogurt, ingredient 1. Ingredient 2, bananas. Guys, I fucking love bananas. Okay, so the Fage yogurt is banana. Then you add a banana, actual banana, ingredient number 2. Ingredient number 3, peanut butter. 3 ingredients. Bomb. And that one's so refreshing too, especially with this. It's so, I love sweets. You guys, if you listened to episode number 1, I shared with you guys about my journey, and sweets was my thing. So it still is my thing. I just have better control over it. It doesn't have control over me. So yeah, that's another meal option. And then super silly, stupid, simple. This is the last one. Literally like a protein bar. I absolutely love Condition 1 protein bars. They're hands down. I haven't had my fair share of protein bars. This is a very unique protein bar. This isn't your typical, it's not even the way it looks isn't even typical. It's literally freshly baked and it's lemon poppy seed flavor and it has 25 grams of protein in it. And it's so good. The ingredients on it, because a lot of the other protein bars that people tend to go to, the ingredients are like a laundry list long and you can't even read half of the shit on it. And this protein bar is, oh my God, it's so good. And the ingredients are just, I think there's like 3 to it, maybe. So clean, but like, grab and go. So like today I went to go visit a friend and I was like, oh, I need to eat, like on my way there, on my way back. Grabbed one of those, popped it on my way back home. So good, so quick, so easy, so fast. All of these are so quick, so easy, so fast. They're so silly, stupid, simple. All those 8 meals, you got a bonus one in there that I shared with you. They're amazing. They're so good. They're nutrient dense. And you can add vegetables if you love vegetables to them. You can add Brussels sprouts, asparagus, green beans, peas, all of the things. You can have a side salad, all the jazz. Like those, it's not that complicated. I think what makes it so complicated is people just sit there and try and make up and spruce up these amazing meals. And shit, man, you probably are so good at cooking and that's amazing. Then make it work for you. If you enjoy doing that, then dude, still do that. I'm speaking to the women that are like, it's hard. I don't have enough time. I don't know what to make. I need it silly, super simple. I don't like to cook. I hear that on a lot. Shout out, ladies. I feel you. But this is the way I make it happen. So it's like, in those first couple of weeks when I was transitioning, it's like, oh my God, how am I going to make this happen? It's like, dude, you got to make it happen. If you have goals, like I have goals, and if you have them too as well, and I know you do because you're listening to this podcast and you either are part of my WarriorBabe program or you're on your own fitness journey, you got to make it work. You can't just expect to get by with not eating enough food and expect to get the results that you are expecting with building more muscle. The number one way that you are going to get to build more muscle is by giving your muscles fuel and energy. And where do you think that comes from? Your food, your daily intake of food. Okay, so you got to make it work. And if it's as silly, stupid, simple as this, then I hope to God that I just did you an amazing service, an amazing favor today by sharing these meal ideas so that you can go off this podcast and you can go put together these meals and watch how fast it takes you. Literally, you guys, my meal prep so fast. To meal prep only my proteins takes me maybe 25 minutes. And to put the chicken in the pressure cooker, I mean, I'm not doing barely anything. And then to cook the beef on the stove, it takes me like 15 minutes. 15 minutes. So all I do is for all of these things I just named, the only thing I prep is my protein. That's it. And then everything else, brown rice in a bag, oatmeal in a bag, tortillas in a bag, okay, cream cheese, bagel, all of that stuff, you guys, is just, cabinet shelf life stuff. It's not that hard. Okay, so I hope this podcast inspires you. Get off this podcast, change the mentality of the way you're looking at food, fuel, all of the things. Focus on making your health a priority. Put in the work, do the work, and do what's required of you to get to your goals. Make it this silly, stupid, simple, because it literally is that. All right, guys, peace out. Real quick, the only ask I could ever have of you guys is to help spread the word so we can help more women lose body fat, build muscle, reach their goals, and feel insanely confident. And the only way we can do that is if you rate, review, and share this podcast. So the single thing I ask for you to do is if you could leave a review. It will take you 10 seconds, and it will mean the absolute world to me and may change the world of someone else.